All right, today we're going to break down a really pivotal study. We're talking about using artificial intelligence to diagnose diseases like Alzheimer's. And folks, this is not just some small step forward, this is a potential earthquake for the entire field.
So let's just dive right in with the number that's turning heads, 87.5%. That is the balanced accuracy this AI model hit when diagnosing patients. We're talking about correctly separating healthy people from those with mild cognitive impairment or even full-blown Alzheimer's. This is a huge new benchmark for what's possible.
But, accuracy alone can be misleading. That's where this next number comes in, a 90.8% F1 score. Now, you don't have to be a data scientist to get this. Think of it like a tightrope walk. The model has to find everyone who's sick, but it also has to avoid misdiagnosing healthy people. Nailing that balance at over 90%, that shows this model isn't just accurate, it's incredibly reliable. It's trustworthy.
And when you get that kind of reliability, well, that's when things get really interesting. A tool this powerful isn't just a neat science project anymore. It's a genuine market-disrupting event. If you are in the life sciences industry, this is the kind of technology that doesn't just change a product line, it reshapes the entire competitive landscape.
To really feel the shockwave from this, we've got to take a quick step back and understand the problem this AI is built to solve. We need to look at the huge limitations we've been up against for decades, what I call the old diagnostic wall. The hard truth is, for decades, we've been losing the race against Alzheimer's right from the start. Our traditional methods, they usually only confirm the disease after a lot of irreversible damage has already been done to the brain. And when you diagnose that late, it hobbles any treatment you try to use. All of this is happening while our global population is aging, making this public health crisis more urgent with every single year that passes.
In this chart, this puts the whole revolution into perspective. Just look at the shift here. We're moving from a reactive system that only catches the disease late to a predictive one that can spot the risk signs super early. We're going from subjective hunches to objective, hard data. It's the difference between costly and inaccessible and scalable and efficient. This is the entire value proposition in one snapshot.
So let's pop the hood and see how this thing actually works. How does it get these kinds of numbers? What's the secret sauce that's making it so accurate?
Well, it's an incredibly smart 5-step process. After it takes in and cleans all the data, it uses this clever technique called bagging. Basically, instead of relying on one opinion, it's like having a whole committee of AI experts weigh in to make the final call much more robust. But for me, the most important step is the last one. It doesn't just spit out an answer, it explains why it made that decision.
So the real magic here is in the ingredients. This AI isn't just looking at one piece of the puzzle. It's fusing together two incredibly powerful data streams. On one hand, you have MRI scans that show the physical evidence, the actual shrinking in different brain regions. On the other hand, it's looking at your genetic blueprint, the specific markers that are known risk factors. It's that combo of structure and genetics that gives it such a deep understanding.
And that brings us to what might be the single most critical piece of this entire puzzle, explainable AI, or XAI. Think about it. No doctor, no regulator is ever going to trust a black box that just gives a thumbs up or thumbs down. This system is designed to crack that box wide open and show the clinicians exactly which brain regions or which genetic markers made it think what it did. That transparency, that's not a nice to have. It's absolutely essential for getting this into the real world.
And the researchers who built this are really clear on this point, as you can see from their quote. This isn't about replacing doctors. It's about giving them a superpower. The AI does the heavy lifting on the data analysis, which frees up clinicians to do what only humans can do. Focus on patient care, on complex treatment plans, and on making those tough, nuanced decisions. It's a tool to augment their expertise.
Okay, so we've geeked out on the science. Now, let's talk business. Let's translate this into strategy. If you're a leader in pharma, in biotech, in diagnostics, what does this actually mean for you? What is the big strategic so what here?
Well, first up, R&D. The impact here is immediate and it's massive. Imagine running your next clinical trial where you can find the absolute perfect patients at the very earliest stage of their disease. Imagine using these AI-driven biomarkers as concrete proof that your drug is working. You're suddenly de-risking investments that cost billions and dramatically boosting your chances of success. It's a game changer.
And it goes way beyond just improving R&D. This technology literally creates entirely new markets out of thin air. We're talking about scalable, cheap screening tools that could be in every primary care doctor's office. We're talking about companion diagnostics, the test you have to get before you can be prescribed a new breakthrough drug. This isn't just a new product. It's the key to shifting the whole market away from late-stage treatment toward a brand new world of early intervention.
Okay, the opportunity is crystal clear. It's huge. But let's be real, getting there is not going to be a walk in the park. So let's get into the nitty-gritty. What are the real-world challenges, and what are the actionable steps leaders should be thinking about, like right now?
Look, this isn't something you just buy off a shelf and plug in. The research makes it clear that success hangs on solving some tough, fundamental problems. First and foremost, data security and patient privacy. That's table stakes. It is absolutely non-negotiable. Then you have to standardize data so that information from one hospital can talk to another. And of course, you have to pick and validate the exact right algorithm for the job you're trying to do.
So the message for leadership is pretty simple. Be proactive. Don't wait. If you're in R&D, it's time to launch pilot programs using this tech. If you're in business development, you need to be evaluating M&A targets in this space with a huge focus on their data security. And if you're on the market access team, you need to start building the economic case now to get these tools reimbursed. Believe me, the companies that move first will be the ones that define the future of this market.
So we'll end with this question. This research, this breakthrough, it's not a glimpse of some far-off future. It's a call to action for today. The revolution in how we diagnose and treat diseases like Alzheimer's has already started. The only question left is who's going to lead it.